Hey everybody, John here. Welcome back to Moto Off-Road Adventures. I appreciate you tuning in today. I'm going to review today a product that was very important in my last adventure ride. So I took my camper van, trailered my motorcycle from South Carolina to South Dakota to ride the Black Hills BDRX. A major part of that being so far from home was having a base camp set up in the center of that route, using solar power to power everything for my adventures and camping. So today we're going to look at the 110 watt foldable solar panel from MHPOWOS. They had actually reached out to me about a month before this adventure and asked if I wanted to use, abuse, and test their solar panel and do a review for you guys. It actually was perfect timing because of the adventure coming up. So I'm going to have some chapters below. You can kind of skip ahead to what you might be looking for, information on this. I understand what you're saying. This is not a motorcycle specific product, but this is an adventure specific product. Quite honestly, if you're looking to get off grid, camping, overlanding, adventure riding, setting up base camp of any type, this is exactly what you're looking for to help you get off grid and power all those things. So let's dive right into it. I'm just going to take a look first at kind of build quality, first thoughts, and the product itself. Overall first thoughts on design and use of the product is really good. You have a self-contained zippered compartment here. So you have your solar cables there, which you can plug into just about anything. So right off the gun, standard solar connection. You can go into any system. I can plug this directly into my van if I wanted. Now the nice thing I was mentioning with this particular setup, it also comes with this jumper cable, which traditionally you have to buy, and it all depends on what you want to plug it into. In this case, this end connects to the solar panel, and then you have your XT60 cable, I believe it's called, the one I use the most. The Anderson connection, which is highly used throughout the industry, and then multiple other connections here, which I am not a solar expert, so let me take a look, because you can plug this thing out of the box into anything, which is nice. All right, so you have the DC 5521 cable. Show you that guy right there, depending what you use. And you have the DC 35135. I can't make the names of these freaking things up. And the DC 5525 and 7909. Show those guys right there. Don't even know what that'd be used in. You can plug this monster into anything. And not to be left out or forgotten, the DC 8020. So literally, just the reason I bring all that up, the XT60 and the Anderson plug are by far the most popular, but you'll be able to use it for anything to plug in right out of the box. You don't need to go and purchase a lot of cables. In my past foldable panels that I've used, you just have to hit Amazon and buy a bunch of stuff right out of the box. But let me put these back. All right, so all of your cables easily store here. Here you have the legs that pop out, and I'll show you that. But this is a piece of metal in there, and I'm pretty happy how that works. All right, so you just have, just like that. Take out the back legs here, I'll kind of show you. You just, one side is Velcroed, the other side is Velcroed. That and this, and you're all set for plugging in. And quite honestly, that's a good piece of metal in there. Like, there's a lot of weight. So again, first thoughts on build quality and design. Pretty impressed. I have used a lot of these products in overlanding. This is the first time I've worked with this company, but definitely impressed with what they have put together. All right, so the nitty gritty. How does it work? How does it function? What are you getting out of it? So right now it's early in the morning. Got it plugged in. It's 110 watts. Currently getting at about 80 to 85 watts out of it, so not bad at all for this size of panel. It is early in the morning, so you know, the sun isn't quite above us. You don't want to do this video in South Carolina midday because I'll melt out here. just letting you know.
Just for a reference point right now, it's about 9:30 in the morning, so you can see the sun if I walk out here a little bit. It's not very high, so we're not even getting direct sunlight yet. About 11 to 2 o'clock here is going to be the best time for sunlight.
During our trip, I was charging 2 smaller, like 100 amp hour battery packs, and then my portable 2500 milliwatt that I carry on the bike. All of my batteries for the adventures, and then our camping light and those type of things for Missy at camp as well. So productivity, even with only partial day, we're in the mountains, so it's just a smaller window right here. I mean, we're going to get solar for most of the day. I'll probably be able to charge this entire thing up, and this is a beast 3600 watt. Performance is really good. It is at least what I've seen from other products, if not better. We'll talk about what they're using for panels and such in here as well when we kind of get into the geeky stuff. Okay, so speaking of the geeky stuff, we'll kind of hop into that. The panels themselves, performance-wise, have been great. They are monocrystalline panels, which is about 23.6% efficiency. If you're familiar at all with the solar world, that efficiency is actually very good. A lot of times you're looking at about 15 to 19. Monocrystalline are always going to be the more accurate panels. And these are pretty much what I'm seeing. You know, later in the day I can do another test here if I don't sweat to death. But early in the morning, this thing is almost hitting 100 watts. So it is really accurate panel. You're always going to get some deflection off of that. It is IP67. Obviously, it's made for outdoors, no surprise there, but you're not going to worry about dust or water. I think most panels you're going to interact with are at least IP66 or above, so pretty standard there. I just wanted to bring it up in case you had any questions on it. All right, got my handy notes there. The other thing I'll describe is those legs that move. Now you're trying to point it into the sun, so you're going to tighten up that leg a little bit early in the morning like I was, so you're at a higher pitch. Later in the day, you're going to extend that leg to lay it flatter just so you get the most out of it, because you do get a lot of deflection on solar panels. You want to have more of a direct angle at all times. The weight says about 7.3 pounds on the website. That might be shipping weight. I'm looking at about 6.5 pounds with the package and the cables included. So it's extremely lightweight, extremely easy to carry. One of the main things that I'm saying positive about it is as it straight out of the box connects to an XT60 cable. If you're familiar, that's going to be 80% of all the newer devices out there directly connect to XT60. A large amount of the little bit older devices, some of the newer ones have Anderson, but the cable that comes with, you can plug this into anything, probably your kitchen sink. I mean, it's really great that they did include that. The standard thing when I get into solar panels like this is buy the panel, find out how long an extension cable I need, and what converter cable. Now that small converter cable, every cable that you connect, including an additional converter, degrades that signal a little bit. So this way you don't have to buy an individual cable. You save the money and you save the power, which is really nice. Some of the key specs, of course, 110 watts. It is up to 24 volts. Whether you have a 12 volt or 24 volt charging system, that'll work just fine. Let's see what else my handy dandy notes here have. Like I said, again, they're weighing it at 7 pounds-ish. I'm seeing it at 6.6. I think that's the packaging. Easy to use, easy to pack away and store. Okay, so in the end, would I purchase the product again? What do I think of the product? I used it during my entire adventure from South Carolina to South Dakota. During my BDRX adventure, and then as we drove back. If you haven't driven from South Carolina to South Dakota and back, it's quite the trip. So the pros, very lightweight. You can throw this thing anywhere. As far as moving it around, carrying it, easy to set up. Cannot mention how much, because I use a lot of solar. I like that they included the conversion cable with everything, so you don't have to do it again yourself. So definitely a pro there. The monocrystalline panel included in the efficiency, all pros. So I like the design. I love the panel itself as far as my testing, what it's done, and performance, and the additional cable. Some of the cons, I don't see too much with this product. The one thing I've seen on some of these products is on the back of it, right where the ports come out, they add a USB A or C cable. or input, I should say. So it allows you to immediately charge smaller devices like cell phones and things like that. It would be nice to see that on the back of it, just a USB-C out. Now they'd have to put a little inverter on the back of it, but I've seen it before. That wind feels great because it is hot out here. Other than USB-C, like some way to directly charge a cell phone or small device off of it, I don't really see any other cons. I was a little worried when I unboxed it about the feet, the arms, but it is metal inside there, so it works great. Again, yeah, I'm pretty impressed with the product. Would I recommend it? Yes. Who do I kind of see this as for? It's a large gamut, guys. If you're looking to get off grid, if you have a small box or even a larger battery box like this, it's easy to get off grid. Definitely for RVers, for overlanders, any type of camping as a whole. For my particular use, motorcycle adventures and camping, it was a home run. If you're trailering or carrying your bike and have a base camp, if you're doing a lot of camping and exploring from there, anytime you're riding or bringing your bike to that adventure in a trailer, in a truck, on the motorcycle, obviously I'm not going to carry this, but we're looking to go, I had a subscriber look to go down to Texas for the BDRX, and I really want to get to Idaho and Wyoming on their BDRs out there, backcountry discovery routes, if you're not familiar with those, for motorcycle and adventures. And I, again, will trailer it out there. I'm not going to ride my Himalayan from South Carolina to Wyoming. I'll trailer it out there, do the adventures, and trailer it back. This type of product is absolutely perfect. If you are looking for solar off-grid capability, and I've used overlanded for 3.5 straight years in this thing, lived in this thing full time, and then kind of part-time from there. Could not recommend it enough. I'm going to have a link below. It'll bring you right to that product. It is an affiliate link. I want to be straightforward with you. If you make a purchase, I make a couple pennies. I'm never going to recommend a product that I didn't use, test, abuse, and enjoy. This one is well used and well enjoyed. So if you're looking for something, let me know. If you have any questions, please put them below. I'm happy to describe any additional information for you. Guys, any of the affiliate links that you use, I appreciate it. It does help out the channel. I'm just a small guy here, but I could not recommend, if you're a motorcyclist, the Black Hills BDRX enough. It was diverse and rough and a lot of fun, but that's for another video. So we'll see you on the next adventure, possibly on the next review. I'm going to get out of the sun because it is outstandingly hot here in South Carolina, even in the shade at 8 a.m. Whatever you enjoy doing, guys, find your passion, get after it, and live your adventure. We'll see you on the next one.